The Ultra series from Xiaomi truly embodies what an Ultra smartphone needs to be. It needs to be the best of the best that this company makes, but not only that, also somewhat out-challenge some of the other options available on the market. The Xiaomi 17 Ultra embodies this, and this is something that's been carried over from previous generations. I have been in love with what we get from Xiaomi when it comes to their Ultras. From the 13 to the 14 to the 15 and even now to the 17. All of these devices have been building up on a year-over-year collaboration with Leica, and of course bringing in great hardware married with great software that gives us the experience that we should expect. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about the brand new Xiaomi 17 Ultra. Also mention the fact that we also have the 17 coming into the global market as well. The Pro, from my understanding, is pretty much staying into the Chinese market. So without further ado, this is TK. This is the Xiaomi 17 Ultra and the Xiaomi 17. Let's check them out and see what makes them so special. Like and subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell icon so that you're always notified to whenever we have new videos for you on the channel. The 17 Ultra that we have here on the left side, and of course we have the standard Xiaomi 17 on the right side. Now, some of the main things that Xiaomi wanted us to focus for you guys here on this, obviously, is talking about the 200 megapixel telephoto lens that we have in here, the 1-inch Leica sensor for the main sensor as well, the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 mobile platform. We talked about the 6.9-inch dynamic 1 to 120 hertz refresh rate, a 6,000 milliampere in the global version of this device, a 90-watt wire charging and 80 watts wireless charging, and of course powered by Xiaomi HyperOS 3.0. One of the nice things as well is that both of these devices are including a clear case, and it's not basically a plastic case that basically fades over time. It's a harder plastic, which means over time this should actually be able to hold up pretty nicely. But I like the fact now that if I'm using this, let's say to protect my device, I actually get to enjoy the color and the aesthetics of what the device looks like without losing any of the protection. The camera deco is protected on the side and slightly raised lip on that, as well as the power button and the volume rocker protection in here, coverage on the top, opening on the bottom for both the dual SIM tray as well as the eSIM configuration inside. Of course, the USB-C and the bottom firing speaker. Now, conversely, when we look at the Xiaomi 17, we'll notice that it's a 6.3-inch display, slightly smaller, a 6330 milliampere battery in there. This one actually does exceed a little bit than the Ultra by going to 100-watt wire charging and 50-watt wireless. Powered again by Xiaomi HyperOS, of course 3.0, Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 for the processor, and of course Leica Summilux optical lenses on the back. We'll notice right here the 17 Ultra, the 17, both are running of course HyperOS 3.0.2, this one's 0.7 here, Android 16 out of the box, and of course different RAM and storage configuration depending on the model that you're getting. But a 6330 milliampere here as opposed to the 6000 milliampere that we have in here, and slightly faster charging. So if you want a smaller device that technically could last longer than the 17 Ultra because of the smaller display, the larger battery, also faster wire charging, the 17 makes a compelling offering in here. The 17 Ultra is a 6000 at 90. It's not a lot slower, but overall it's a larger battery with slightly slower charging, which means overall it'll take it a little bit longer to go from 0 to 100%. But both of them are going to be featuring pretty much the same experiences from Xiaomi AI interconnectivity. As you saw, we probably got a chance to see in my Xiaomi Pad 8 Pro video, I'm actually connected directly into my device right away, so which means I can actually initiate the Xiaomi 17 Ultra on my tablet seamlessly by just pressing the button that's positioned directly in the dock in PC mode, and it works absolutely fantastic. We have obviously a fingerprint sensor and ultrasonic built in here, very nice and very straightforward. You could just put it in, unlock, and unlocks super quickly. Global version will come with Google Play services, as you can imagine, and of course you have access to the Google Feed here on the left side. You can customize the display experiences. Both of these will run up to 120 hertz refresh rate, where the Pad 8 Pro can go up to 144. When it comes down to the cameras and video capabilities, one of the nice things about it is it's mirrored on both of them. The cameras on the back are going to be able to shoot up to 8K 30 frames per second. I love the fact that we have 4K 60 frames per second as well as 120. Let's go ahead and get here. And on the actual standard one, we're limited to 4K 60 as the maximum resolution. Although when we jump in directly, you can see 4K on the ultra wide, on the main sensor, as well as on the ability of jumping in with the telephoto. So 4K is married all across, and even when we go to the front-facing camera, we're able to go to 4K and 60 frames per second. That pretty much just is mirrored in here on the 17 Ultra, as you can imagine. Both of these are going to be powered by all of the great things that Xiaomi has to offer for us. And we're going to definitely get a chance to check out the front-facing camera and the main sensor on the back, video recording, and audio solution from the 17 Ultra. Now, I know most of the time when we do the front-facing camera test, we're doing it obviously in my backyard. Now, I wanted to do it in San Francisco, and I want to show you guys real quick a front-facing camera experience on the brand new 17 Ultra here. This is 4K 60 frames per second, of course. This is going to be married to what we see on the back as far as a consistency and color experience. I wanted to show you guys real quick kind of like what it looks like. Now we're switching it over to the main sensor on the back. Again, we're getting 4K 60 frames per second. We're using the 1-inch sensor. And you may recognize the area where I'm in. I'm going to walk a little bit further, doing a quick audio video sample here for you guys on the brand new Xiaomi 17 Ultra. And of course, this iconic background. You can see the high dynamic range, of course, the best experiences, and you're able to get this from all of the lenses on this device, which is absolutely fantastic. Of course, when we're going to be able to do a quick sample of audio, I'm going to go 100% on the volume on here. I'm going to go 100% on the volume on the right side, just to be able to give you guys a little bit of an example of what the audio should be expected on either. So go ahead and play. This is Alex Quindo Jumbo by NCS Release.
Jack it up.
Sounds very good. The bass is definitely very pronounced, and it's loud enough that I think it'll be able to provide us some of the best experiences. Obviously, one of the things you always want to be aware of is because you have that little island option here. This is part of Xiaomi HyperOS 3.0. If you're playing music, let's go ahead and lower the volume just because we don't want to make it too loud. You can actually control it and put it up there, and it'll just jump up and be positioned for you there. You want to go back into it, skip tracks, pause, do whatever you want, even basically scrub through the track. It works really, really nice. Let's go ahead and jump over now to the 17. Let's go ahead and play the same song at the same level.
Jack it up.
The audio and the bass performance on both of these are very, very nice and very pronounced. So you're not going to be disappointed if you're listening to content, listening to music, obviously, or even watching movies. When it comes to benchmarks and performance overall on connectivity, both of these devices are going to work great. I tested them both on T-Mobile in the LA area, and as you see there, it's connecting to 5G beautifully, no issues. About 530 down, which is crazy considering the fact that this isn't even made for this market. Now, as far as benchmarking, you can definitely see there, this is literally one of the best processors on the market. There is no question. It's going to perform great. Gaming, content consumption, content creation, just the ability of using this as a smartphone is not going to be hindered in any shape, way, or form. It's really going to come down to basically aesthetics. Do you want the larger version of the device that's really more of a camera that has a phone attached to it? Or do you want more of the smaller form factor with the larger battery, faster charging of the 17 that still gives you literally the entire experience at its core from Xiaomi on the 17? So you're not going to be disappointed. So what I have in front of us here is the Xiaomi 17 Ultra Photography Kit Pro, and then there is the Photography Kit, more of like the standard version. Both of them are going to give us the ability of leveraging, using this device as more of a camera. So we'll start off with the standard Photography Kit. And this is the one that you probably saw on the thumbnail for this video. It's very straightforward, single piece case. And what I like about this is that it's pretty straightforward. All you have to do basically is take it in, take your device, put the device directly into the case, and it basically stays very flush. Once you have it on, you can pair it automatically with the first time and give it a second to turn on. And then once the actual case turns on, it'll connect right back to the actual device, and you'll be able to use it directly in there. One of the nice things about this case is that it actually does not need to be charged from the actual system. It actually charges, or it gets power directly from the device itself. You'll probably notice right away there is no connection. There is a lanyard option in here that you can use to be able to use, obviously, for better grip. But the grip itself is very nice and very small, not too pronounced. Once you have it on, press and hold the button, jump straight into the camera experience. I can take a picture, or I can jump straight into a video from here and then stop the video as well. So we can stop it in there. We don't have a way of controlling the aperture or just jumping in the zoom between the lenses. The Pro's case is still providing us a better experience there. One of the other things I also want to mention is there is no magnetic or MagSafe configuration on this case, as it's basically just a one piece, and it's, even if there was, it's two raised. But the ring, very nice, non-removable single piece that we get in here with the standard kit. Now, when it comes down to the Pro Kit, we obviously have the case. This is a very nice thin case. It does have magnetic configuration on it, so you're able to use any kind of MagSafe accessory that you want. So in case you want to be able to use, let's say, a wireless charger, definitely not going to have any problems. And the nice thing about it is it actually matches the device, and it kind of gives us that nice little, basically, snap-on experience. So it's flat on the front, flat on the back, very straightforward. This does support the replacement of adding additional filters and so on, so the way you'd expect a Pro. But the biggest thing about it is the grip. The grip has a built-in additional battery that lets us charge the actual device. Once you put it on, well, actually, let's go to chance to check out. You'll notice here there's a few additional button configuration, the connection here, the half press to be able to focus, and of course changing some of the settings directly within the camera. We also have a nice little thumb rest option in there, USB-C, and a little bit of a lock mechanism here. So you put your device, matches the texture, put it in. Once it's all the way in, you just snap the option at the top, and now it's on red and it goes straight. There is an indicator here with the USB-C connection, as well as the ability of seeing here the lanyard option that you're able to use as well, that it's included. Once you have it in there, the grip is obviously much more pronounced. The thumb rest is in here. You don't have to worry about touching it. And because it's hardwired, it directly connects into your device and you don't have to worry about pairing. It just directly works, and it uses obviously the built-in power. Here, as I mentioned to you guys, we're able to change the different lenses, jumping between the different ones. And of course, we're able to jump back all the way to the main one if we want to be able to snap into it. And I can do half press to be able to focus. You can see there, snap the image. And if I want to be able to change the different settings in here, just like the exposure, obviously works really good. If I want to be able to jump into the camera, push it in there, start, I can actually stop. And again, switch over to the camera, stop, restart. And obviously you do need to switch over to the camera app right away. Locking it, it's used directly even when the device is locked. It takes us into the camera. It's no different than just basically unlocking the device and then swiping up. Let's go ahead and go back here, and then swiping up into the camera application directly in there. But I love that everything is positioned the way it is. When you don't need it, unlock, remove, the device stays the way it's supposed to, and of course you can leverage the accessories that they have included in here. As I mentioned to you guys, the ring is replaceable. You can actually remove it. You see the guide that's positioned right there. They do have an additional one here that we're able to add, and this one does offer us the spinning option. And what I really like about this is this gives us the ability of adding accessories and different options in there, especially with ND filters. So which makes it very nice. Now it does still allow us to actually spin the actual filter, although this does not have any configuration into the zoom effect, as we know that there's a different version of this device that does have that leverage. And then just like that, change exactly what you want. You can use the standard ring, and of course they also include a few additional accent buttons to be able to replace the one that we have in there that is considered, well, and they also include a couple of accent buttons here to be able to give us a little bit more personality here. You can change this into the red button just like a Leica camera. The 17 Ultra for me is a combination of upgrades that have been going on for years. I mean, even the camera kit has been receiving updates. We now have a standard camera kit, and now we also have a Pro kit. The nice thing about the two is that they both give us the ability of leveraging the fact that this truly is a camera-first device. It's a great phone. It's an amazing smartphone, very powerful. The RAM, the storage, the configurations that we get in there from the processor, the battery, the charging, the wireless charging, all of those things exceed 90% of what's available on the market. But what takes the 17 Ultra to the next level, and why I truly appreciate it, is that I actually started using it as a production hardware, meaning I'm actually using it to leverage content on devices that I'm actually reviewing. I'm using it as my second camera. I'm using it as my real production. I'm content creating from it. I'm using it on the go. And I think those are the things that we have to leverage and appreciate, that when a device moves from just being a device that I'm reviewing to a device that I'm depending on. And the 17 series, or even the Ultra series from Xiaomi, from the 15 to 14, and even down from when it comes down to 13, when we started doing them, is the fact that that's what I really appreciate about it. They just don't put any stops on this device. They just give you everything. Now, there is a more special version of this that is currently not available internationally. But again, I think the leveraging experience that we're getting here is the photography. The Leica collaboration has been amazing. And as you're seeing with the images and the samples that I'm sharing with you guys, those are things that I was actually able to use, and I'm actually able to enjoy content on this. The telephoto lens that we have in here, the range on the telephoto also is absolutely fantastic. I mean, I was so far from the Golden Gate Bridge when I was taking those images that it was crazy how clear and nice those images were coming out. I love the fact that the main sensor is still leveraging a 1-inch sensor. A lot of the companies on the market right now are going away from that. They're trying to use different sensors that still give us similar experiences. I still feel like a 1-inch sensor takes it into the next level when it comes to low light photography, and of course the ability of using all of the lenses on this and still getting 4K 60 frames per second. The Ultra does go all the way up to 4K 120, where the standard one does not. But I feel like there's a little bit of, kind of like a combination of features that make the Ultra truly stand out. So with that being said, if you're looking for the best experience, at least as of right now at MWC 2026, I think that the Xiaomi 17 Ultra not only takes the cake, but it bakes it and it sends it to you, and you can have it ready to go the moment you turn on that camera. So with that being said, I do want to say thank you very much to Xiaomi for allowing me to check out the Xiaomi 17 Ultra, the Xiaomi 17, and make sure to check out that other video for the Xiaomi Pad 8 Pro that also leverages connectivity between both of the devices. The 17 Ultra and the Pad 8 Pro make a great combo for anybody that wants to forget about laptops, forget about desktops. You can content create, consume, and do everything that you want on your mobile devices on the go. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye for now, and thank you very much for the support.